Jay Staples, Sober Caddy Chronicles. You know what? I've had a few families that were shocked to find out that their loved one, their addict, alcoholic loved one, isn't much for setting of goals. And I said, you cannot be a successful addict alcoholic if you set goals. I'm going to stop on Monday. I'm only going to do this. I'm only going to do that. I'll only this, only that. I mean, if addicts, alcoholics stayed true to their goals, then we wouldn't have a big addiction issue than that we have right now. So, you know what? Anyone that I start working with or anything has to set realistic goals and make sure, and I let them know, like, hey, if you're setting goals, make sure that they're reasonable and you have every intention of following through. Because if you get into long-term recovery, long-term solution, and start setting goals and falling short of these goals, you're setting yourself up for failure. That's old behavior, what a lot of people want to talk about. You're not reaching those goals. I'm going to stop on Monday. I'll go to treatment next week. I'll do this. I'll do that. You know, that's addiction behavior. We were so accustomed to falling short of goals and promises to ourselves that once we get into long-term solution and long-term recovery, it is imperative that we follow through with our word. Be impeccable with your word is part of the 4 agreements that I hold true to my heart and should be instituted in anyone's long-term solution, the 4 agreements. And more importantly, be impeccable with your word and follow through and stop setting goals and setting expectations and promises that you're not expected to follow through on. You get familiar with failing and get familiar with falling short and get familiar with not following through on what you say you're going to. And if you can't follow through with what you tell yourself, what are you going to do in the outside world? What are you going to do when that job comes and the responsibility comes and you're carrying the message and so forth like that? We changed that when the parents called me about that. We switched it and got right back into getting into gear with the addict alcoholic about setting goals. And it's not about which goals you're setting. It's realistically, can you reach them? And realistically, are you willing to reach them? Because if they're not, then let's lower the bar some and set goals and expectations that they're going to follow through with, and make promises with themselves that they're going to follow through with. We got to get out of the business of falling short and not following through and being impeccable with our word. That's what we need to do. Be held accountable. Have support systems that are going to hold you accountable. If you're falling short of goals, why doesn't Jay diet or go to the gym? I've always wanted to make that goal. I stopped making that goal because I'm not willing to follow through on it. But I am going to start watching what I'm eating. So I put it on video. I'm willing to make that commitment. It's a generic commitment, but commitment nonetheless. And goal is to eat more healthy salads and so forth like that throughout the week. So that's all I'm willing to do. I would love to tell you that I would go out and work work out 5 nights a week or 5 days a week or whatever it is. I'm not willing to do it. You have to be realistic of what you tell yourself and set the goals. But you need to set goals and you need to follow through on what you're telling yourself and others. Sober Caddy Chronicles.